Hi guys, it's Macro Makeup 2. I'm gonna be doing a tutorial on how to make paper bracelets. They look just like this, but this is actually duct tape and mine's gonna be paper. So the items we'll need is, some markers, because I'm gonna show you how to make some bands maybe. Some markers, definitely. Tape, scissors, and some little stickers if you want to. And construction paper. And the colors I'm using are orange for Halloween, orange, black, and white. So, first thing you're going to do is you're going to want to bend the piece of paper just a pretty good way, not too much. And you want to make sure it's pretty even. Doesn't really matter if it's not. And then you want to take your scissors and just cut it. Doesn't really matter if it's all that straight, but try to make it pretty straight. So, just like this, then you have your pretty sheet of paper. Make it so you guys can see this. So then you have a little sheet of paper. Next thing you want to do is take the edge you just cut and fold it over. Now this line, make sure it's pretty straight. So make sure it's really, really, really straight. I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm pretty good at it. So just keep on folding it till you run out of paper. And it's my last time folding it. So there's your sheet of paper. Next thing you want to do, make sure it's creased really well. Take your tape, make it as long as the piece of paper is. Don't let it really touch the paper like any other colored paper. And make sure this crease thingy is pretty well good. And then what I'm going to do is just take a piece of tape, 2 pieces of tape, and just wrap it around the edges, just like this. And then cut the extra off. And this helps it so it's easier to tape, so it doesn't come up, really. So, again, just cut the extra off that you have. And I'm going to put one just in the middle, a tiny, tiny piece. So, just doing the regular stuff. So then it's like that. Now take your large piece of tape and line it up just with about the edge, edge of this paper. And then, just press it down, going all the way down. So as you guys can see, it's right on the edge. So now you're just going to fold it over. And this helps so if you're in the rain and this gets wet, it doesn't get ruined. So you can either use Scotch tape or duct tape. I'm actually using Scotch tape. And you want to try to make no air bubbles. I'm pretty good. I've been doing this for a long time. There are no air bubbles in mine. So now what I'm going to do, there's just a little extra. I'm just going to straighten it out. Just pull it. And then if you didn't get to tape some of it, just take your little tape again and just retape it. It's not a big deal. So again, sorry guys. So just take your little piece of tape and tape it. And since I'm using yellow paper, I don't want the tape to touch yellow paper because then it will come up with it. We don't want that. So now I'm just going to cut off the extra edges. So just cut off the extra edges, sorry. then the next thing I'm going to do is take all three. I actually have all mine done. So here are all mine. Black, orange, and white. So I'm just going to lay this paper horizontally. I'm just going to place all three of them. Make sure the tape is pretty good over. Just going to place all three of them together. Just like that. Pretty good spread apart. I'm just going to take a piece of tape about this long. Pretty good decent size. And again, do the same thing. Put it just like this. Tape it really good. And then put it down on your piece of paper. But this really isn't working out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap this around them. Pretty good. So it's actually wrapped, so it should stay. And then I'll take my piece of tape and just press it down on here really good. I'm going to start braiding. So this motion, you're not going to just like braid it just like you do. This is sort of going to be a folding motion. So it's just like braiding actually. You're just folding it. So the end result, it does look braided. It's just more neatly braided. So we're just going to braid this. Make it tight. And the sheet of construction paper is about 11 inches long. So it's the perfect size because usually a person's little wrist is about 10 or 9. And you want to have extras. You want to make extra length just in case. Because it does shrivel up some when you tape it. So we're just going to keep on doing this. Shouldn't take you that long to braid it unless you're a guy. Because guys don't really know how to braid. But yes, I'm really good at it. So you're just doing the braiding motion. You're just folding it over on it. So it's still braiding. You're just not braiding it completely like you would normal braid. It's the folding braid. So I'm getting down to the last bit. Hope you guys can see this. Hopefully. Doesn't take a lot of work. You can also do this with duct tape and just do the same thing. But with duct tape, you can tape it with clear tape if you want to. But you don't really have to because it gets wet. It's not going to get ruined. And they do have colored duct tape. You can get it at Michael's. I've noticed them. I usually go to Michael's for it. But I also noticed they had it at Walmart. But Michael's has more variety. They have like tie-dye. But Walmart just has plain colors, and they have camouflage and stuff. I've got mine there a few times, but I usually go to Michael's. Walmart's cheaper, but Michael's you get more. So now I'm done. I'm just going to fold it. Then what I'm going to do, press on it. Take a piece of tape like this big. And I'm done with it. As you can see, I'm just going to push, just twirl it around there. So it stays. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off the extra bit. So there's your little braid. I'm going to take this part off. And then do this side. So again, you want to take this tape off that you used for the beginning. It shouldn't be really hard to get off since you already taped it. But whatever. So now, oops, got this tape on me. Now I have my braid thingy. So I'm just going to braid it to the top. I'm just going to tape this part down so it stays. So again, we're just going to braid this part now. So it's all completely braided. Just like this. You want to do it right next to the edge. Don't leave any gaps. So I'm just going to fold this white piece up. Again, rest your arm on do something. Take a small piece of tape again, and then take your little thing and tape it on the end. Oops, and the top came undone, but whatever, I'll just fix that. So again, just wrap this around there. Pretty good time, and then I'm just gonna cut off the extras. And this actually came undone, and I don't know why it did. Doesn't take long to fix, actually. You want to put a decent amount of tape on it so it does stay. Now mine stays. I'm just going to put a little bit of extra tape on it. There we go. I'm going to cut off the top. So there's your little bracelet. You can pull it out to make it tinier. But now you're going to find the side you want. And you're just going to want to take a piece of tape again. Pretty good amount. This much, maybe. And do the neatest side. Do it about how you think your wrist is. How big your wrist is. And then just tape it. Tape it down pretty tight. And for this section, if you want to, you can probably use colored duct tape. I use colored, but I don't have it with me because I just don't. So I'm just going to use clear. And duct tape works better for taping it, but like I said, I don't have any with me because it's downstairs. So I'm just going to keep on taping it pretty good so you know it doesn't come undone because you don't want it coming undone. But so there you go. And there's your little bracelet. So if it's a little too big, you can fix that. So next thing we're going to do is we're just going to make, in my next video, I'll be making a band. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, rate, and comment.